even on a cloudy day, this remains the land of a rising sun. Welcome back to Japan. I am in one of its most interesting cities today. It is nicknamed the Kitchen of Japan, known as a major financial center, and it's got a pretty cool castle. Check this. This castle was built in the 16th century, and it is just one example of the magic of Osaka. Welcome to Osaka in Japan. Let's go and explore. Yes, welcome back to the channel, everyone. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Willy and I make travel videos. I am in the land of a rising sun, exploring some of its magic. But before we explore more, I've got my usual favor to ask you. If you haven't done it yet, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Now, building a YouTube channel, that is very hard work. And I'm a one-man band with a GoPro. I don't have a marketing team or a production team. I do all the filming, all the research and all the editing myself. It is a tough job. And your support by hitting that like and subscribe buttons really helps me out. When you hit the like and subscribe buttons and when you leave a comment in the comment section, that tells the YouTube algorithm that this video is one worth promoting. It is one with high engagement. So please hit like, please subscribe, and please leave a comment. Your support is greatly appreciated. You just gotta love a Japanese castle, don't you? This is one of Osaka's most iconic landmarks. It was built in the 16th century and it has witnessed wars, rebellions, and probably some pretty intense samurai drama. Here you see the main tower of Osaka Castle. It was rebuilt in 1931, but the original main tower was completed in 1585. It was lost in fire during the Summer War of Osaka in 1615. So a history there of destruction and reconstruction. Yeah, more information here. The center of the castle is called Homaru, and in the case of Osaka Castle, the government palace was situated in Homaru. The palace, built in the Toyotomi period, I hope I pronounced that right, was burned down in 1615 during the Summer War of Osaka. Later, the Tokugawa Shogunate rebuilt the castle together with the palace, but again it was burned to ashes in 1868 during the civil wars of a Meiji Restoration. The Tokugawa Shogunate, who ruled Japan from 1603 until 1868, they highly valued security. They adopted a pretty isolationist policy and they loved their castles. Castles were not just symbols of power, but it served as military fortifications to control and protect important regions, especially in the event of an uprising or invasion. And the castles also symbolized the feudal system, where the local daimyo, or the feudal lords, they were in charge of specific territories, and the centralized control of the shogunate depended on these strongholds, such as this one. This particular castle doubled as a heavily fortified tower during battles, and it was a storage unit when things were peaceful. In the 21st century, however, this is a very peaceful spot with lots of tourists. And of course, there's a long line to get into the castle. It's paid to get in, but it's free to walk around. I have a confession. I massively underestimated the size of Osaka. That was pretty evident when I arrived here on the bus. It's got 2.7 million people, but the wider metropolitan area has got 19 million people. In Osaka, you've got a castle representing the old, and then of course you've got skyscrapers and modern buildings representing the new. Just look at this beautiful moat around the castle here. Yeah, check this. Only in Japan you don't have a coffee shop here, but you've got loads of vending machines. And yes, here's one that sells Häagen-Dazs. I was looking for one in Tokyo and couldn't find one. Here's one in Osaka. Yeah, who needs baristas and kitchen staff in a physical coffee shop when you can just buy drinks and coffees from vending machines? Check this out. Japan is not just about defining the future, but preserving the future. What I mean by that is they've got a time capsule. You see the Expo 70, and over here you've got information. You can see there 2,098 cultural assets of the 20th century selected with a cooperation of the people of Japan, and those from all over the world are stored in the special metal container. So over there. And it is hereby requested that the upper capsule be open at the beginning of every century, the lower one remain unopened until 6970. There you go. Preserving the future. You can just see how big the castle complex is here and the park around it. You check this interesting building. Osaka Central Square. The large European-style building on the eastern side was built in 1931 and originally served as the headquarters of the Japanese Imperial Army's 4th Division. There you go. You can read more of the rest in your own time. But a real mix of architecture here in this particular part of Osaka. The wider castle park is a nice place to come and explore, but I have to say there's a lot of tourists here today. And it sounds strange saying that, I don't really like a lot of tourists, even though I'm one myself. I prefer exploring non-touristy bits. So let's head to the city and see what we can find. Yeah, loads and loads of tourists here. It is clear that this is a major tourist attraction. You've got plenty of food options there. Look, Castle Tower Ice Pop. An ice pop looking like the Osaka Castle. And they've got the octopus balls as well, which I had for breakfast. In fact, let me show you some of the breakfast I had at the hotel this morning. Check it out now. Bagels and croissants, cornflakes, Japanese omelette, bacon, sausages, fish, egg, water and juices here. You've got yogurt, and you've got these desserts for breakfast as well. That's a bit naughty. Boiled eggs and various salads here as well. Of course you have noodles. Yeah, they love their fish, their mackerel for breakfast here in Japan. Octopus balls, that looks very interesting. Wow. Yes, it's fair to say that the breakfasts here in Japan, they seem to be a mix of breakfast and lunch. The plan for today is just to take things easy, stroll in the city. I'm not going to rush to see everything because it's impossible to see everything in a day here in Osaka. I think I might focus on some shopping areas because I've heard good things about shopping in Osaka. I've been told Osaka has the longest shopping street in all of Japan. It takes about 40 minutes to walk from one end to the other. So that in itself could be interesting. And I have to say, I don't know the size of castle complexes in Japan, but this one is pretty sizable. Takes about 5 to 7 minutes, I'd say, walking from here to the main tower. And you've got the rest of the park here. Pretty nice experience walking here as well, peaceful and tranquil. The wind is also picking up a little bit, so what I might do is go to the hotel, grab a beanie and a scarf. Yeah, I've not been having tremendous luck in Japan with the weather. I've not really had a lot of sunny days, but in a way that actually adds a bit of a smoky touch to our Japan experience, don't we think? I've actually not had a coffee here from a Family Mart in Japan. I might just go and do that, keep my hands warm for the journey. But again, just look at all these machines here outside, the capsules. And if that doesn't scream Japan to you, I don't know what would. Pokemon, collect them all. Right, here we go. Let's see what the Family Mart's latte is like. Hot cafe latte, large. There we go. Love these outlets here in Japan. Picking up some coffee. And it's actually 10 yen cheaper than 7-Eleven. Yes, fill up, you beautiful thing. Right, here we go, all latte'd up and ready for more adventures in Osaka. Tanimachi Suji Street. You can just see a lot of the concrete muscle here. Lots of malls. Osaka is a major financial center here in Japan. I believe it underwent a lot of industrialization in the 20th century. And of course, Japan in general in the 20th century underwent a massive economic transformation. Made in Japan became a symbol of quality. Your Sonys, your Panasonics, they became prominent names, didn't they? Not to mention Japan's contribution to the automotive sector. Companies such as Toyota and Nissan. I believe a Toyota Corolla is still the most sold car in history. The weather teasing me a little bit there. Will it open up? Will it rain? It's always a bit of a lottery. And I don't really look at weather apps. I don't want to jinx it. I wake up in the morning, I have a feel for the weather, and it's a bit of let the chips fall where they may. Don't always know if that is the right approach. Yeah, really interesting looking vehicles here in Japan as well. There's Honda, of course Japanese as well. Passing some interesting looking establishments. Cute cafes and restaurants. Look there, focusing on fish, mackerel curry. And on this side you have another cafe with some small tables. Is that an honesty box? So you can put your money in there, take a meal. Very tiny looking building, isn't it? The Japanese, they know how to use space. Yeah, check these blowfish. Is that right? Do they sell blowfish? Yeah, so Osaka, the food kitchen of Japan. They're not disappointing here. Something very unique. They are very proud of the food culture here in Osaka. The nickname, the food kitchen of Japan. And yes, there's a bit more life here. My hotel in this direction. And it does look like it might clear up a bit. I'm hoping that the rain stays away. I don't mind the overcast weather, but the rain for vlogging is always tricky. Yeah, it does look like the sun will come out. And look, it's almost got a bit of a heart shape there, doesn't it? The clouds and the blue sky. Love Osaka, love walking here. First impressions, it's very organized. If you live in Osaka, let me know in the comments what it's like to live here. Also, do you have a rivalry with Tokyo? A bit of friendly banter? Let me know in the comments. You're walking in a beautiful city, enjoying a latte, hopeful for some blue skies. What can be better? Oh, I reckon a walk along the river. So let's go and do that. Let's just wait for the red man to give us the go-ahead. There are several rivers in the city. This one here seems to be the Tosa Borigawa. Beautiful river here. The bridge there with the traffic. Nice parks, people relaxing, having some food outside. Let me know what you think of Osaka. First impressions from me, very, very positive. I just wish I had more time here. Feels like I made a strategic error when I planned my trip to Japan. I should have scheduled another day here. So I've booked 3 nights here, but remember I arrived late on the bus from Hiroshima. And yesterday I did a bit of video editing and orientated myself in the city. So today's my only real day where I can film. How wonderful is this? I'm passing this dental clinic, and how illustrative. The people there working on the teeth, and some of the messages, presumably how you take care of it. Yes, Japan, a very illustrative place. They love illustrations more than words, I feel. I've seen many people walk their dogs in Japan. Looks like they love the furry friends. What have we got here? Italian wine bar by the looks of it. A feel me candle. Wow, how interesting. Yeah, a bit of a non-Japanese feel in this part of Osaka. You see their hair salon Jane. And basement studio. Look here, names like Oxymoron and Embankment. Embankment Coffee. Feels like I'm back in London. Yes, there we go. Embankment Coffee. Grand Cru. So maybe this is a more cosmopolitan international side. And talking about the international side of Osaka, there were a lot of immigrants from other Asian countries such as India, China and Korea during the 20th century to help build Osaka, to transform it into an economic hub. So you do have a very cosmopolitan society. Oh, and wow, look at that. Didn't expect to see this here. The Union Jack and a teapot. And judging by the queue here, it looks like a popular place. So come and get some cream tea here in Osaka. Check the London Underground no smoking sign there. Covent Garden Antiques. Traditional English tea, English breakfast tea. There's another Union Jack, and you've got the flower baskets synonymous with the UK as well. How wonderful. Oh, that must be very popular because I've not seen a queue for other establishments. Anyways, back to the concrete muscle. Wow, crossing here and more European-esque features. Look at the lion. Let's get you another view here from the river. Yes, look at that. And look at the European style building over there. I believe that is a city public hall. Here's another Italian restaurant. You can see there, Piano Premio, gratification lunch. So Osaka bringing some culture from outside to its city. I mentioned at the castle that during the Tokugawa period, Japan was very isolationist. Japan, of course, didn't participate in the voyages of discovery, for example. They were pretty happy on their own. They didn't need outside influences. And in fact, it was only certain ports that were allowed to trade with Europeans. I think of a port at Nagasaki, for example, who were allowed to trade with the Dutch. But in general, Japan wanted to preserve itself, its culture. It didn't want any outside influences. And for various reasons, I guess. And over time it has changed, and it seems that Osaka, they love the European influences now here in the city. So that is another impression that I formed. And here we go, more vending machines, more color, and more imposing buildings. Yeah, we're not far from my hotel now. I do recognize this area. Oh, it's annoying, I missed the green man. So I'll need to wait, but just watch the people. There's no jaywalking in Japan. I don't actually know if there's a fine, but people respect traffic regulations. Actually, screw the green man. Let's check out this impressive building a bit more. We are here anyways, and it's important to take in your surroundings, especially if there's a river about. Very, very impressive city. And just as I thought it might become a bit sunnier, it becomes a bit cloudier. And I think I just felt a raindrop on my head as well. This looks very much like Berlin or like Vienna. If you showed me a picture of this building, I would not have guessed that it's based in Osaka, that is for sure. Yeah, it looks like there's some information for us there. And yes, check out the concrete muscle here. Osaka at its best. Financial center, financial powerhouse in Japan. Anyways, here we go. Osaka City Central Public Hall. That's the full name. It first saw the light of day in 1911, opened to the public in 1918. And the style of building is considered to be based on the new Renaissance style. The appearance is basically symmetrical. The rigid structure also has the elegance of Baroque architecture, exemplified in the magnificent semicircular arch. Yeah, it doesn't really say why it's built in this style. So my guess would be that the donor, He wanted to bring some non-Japanese culture to Osaka. But if you know more about it, let me know in the comments. Right, and it has now started to rain a little bit harder. Let's try and find some shelter underneath this walkway here. Oh no, it doesn't have a roof, but it's still beautiful. Check this out, lots of decorations. Yeah, there's another reference to the expo which we saw when we arrived here. And there's an interesting statue of two women. Wonder what that signifies. Look there, no skateboarding. So it seems like the youth of Japan, they are into their skateboarding, and that it's discouraged in this particular area. Here are the decorations from up closer. Looks like Osaka's getting ready for a big party or a big celebration. Maybe to do with the expo. And yes, I am getting closer to my hotel. I do recognize a big bank building there, which we also saw when we arrived from Hiroshima. And over here as well, they do love their imposing structures, don't they? Pretty brutalist design here. Looks like we are here at Nakanoshima Park. And I've actually realized we are on an island in the river. Okay, so we've got the City Hall behind us. Not to be confused with the City Central Public Hall, the European style building we saw. Yeah, so this brutalist structure, that is the City Hall. I say brutalist, but it's got some pretty nice looking windows. Yeah, more non-Japanese style buildings here. Very interesting mix of architecture, I have to say. Yeah, I love the name of some of the stations here. Check this, Yoda Yabashi Station. Sounds like we are in a Mario Kart game or something. Right, here's a very interesting depiction. I can't read Japanese, but maybe I can figure out the picture. You've got people working very hard there. You can see a boat with some barrels and people working hard. And presumably they are the owners or the feudal lords. Not sure. There's another person there, maybe in charge of the transaction. Yeah, well, if you know what this is, let me know in the comments. Here is Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation in daylight. And more of the buildings. I can see most of them from my hotel room. The view I've got is absolutely spectacular. If you haven't seen the view from my hotel room, be sure to check out my previous vlog. And that's another reason why I probably should have stayed an extra day here in Osaka. I'm back to the dormitories in Tokyo. Here's another interesting statue. But I want to highlight the interesting building here. Trying to figure out what this is. Oh, there we go, a life insurance company. I have to say, this is probably the most impressive building I've seen today. Apart from the castle, of course. Right, managed to get a beanie, managed to get a scarf. Let's continue our adventures. I have arrived at the longest shopping street in Japan. This is Tenjin-bashi Street. And it's got roots tracing back to the Edo period, so the Tokugawa Shogunate from 1603. The street as you see it today has really taken on its commercial character in the Meiji period, 1868 to 1912. I've read that until the 1920s, Osaka was the largest city in Japan, and in fact the 6th largest city in the world, which just shows you what a great job Tokyo must have done to overtake it. Because Tokyo now is the largest metropolitan area in the world. But at least Osaka, they still got the longest shopping street in Japan. The shopping area undoubtedly known for its diverse offerings. And also, because you've got the covered arcade here, it means that even during the elements of weather, such as rain, you can still have a great shopping experience here. Yeah, interesting shops and interesting advertisement boards. Here's a barber. I can come and get my hair cut if I need to. I also have got some shakes and smoothies there. And it's amazing to think it's all made from plastic. All the detail required to create these dishes from plastic. Was this for you too? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Hi from Osaka. I've met these friendly people here. You like? What is this one? Oh, for the swords?
Good.
What, knife?
Knife.
Oh, okay, knife, yes, yeah.
Good.
Arigato. Arigato, senor. Yes, some knives here for the kitchen. Yeah, bless those gentlemen. They couldn't really speak a lot of English, but at least they were friendly. And yeah, the shopping street just goes on and on. So yeah, it's not particularly crowded at any particular point. I guess that's the advantage of having a shopping street that is 2.6 kilometers long. I've read that on average it will take you around 40 minutes to walk from start to finish. Look there, Pikachu over there, and the Pikachu yellow jacket man here. Here's another barber, and it is just called The Barber. We've reached the end of this arcade. Just look at all the figures there. Absolutely magnificent. And I'm not sure if the arcade opposite there is also part of Tenjinbashi. You can see they've also got those iconic Japanese figures there. But how wonderful is Japan? Just surprises around every corner. Alright, let's check out a bit of a metro here in Osaka, because I want to get to Dotonbori, famous area here, and I'm currently here at Minamimurachi. Now let's try again. Minamimurachi station. Good news, apparently I can use my Pasmo card here as well in Osaka. So the Tokyo Pasmo card is my ticket to more adventures here in Osaka. I think it's brilliant that you can use the Pasmo card here in Osaka as well. And here we go. The metro in Osaka. Let's see where we need to be. There we go. Thank you. Arigato. And yeah, I think Nipponbashi is where I need to be, so it should be this one. Yes, it looks pretty modern, pretty organized. A bit of a retro feel, this train. Very nice. Nice looking stations as well. And we've arrived at Nipponbashi station, which is where I've been told to get off. Let's have a look here. Dotonbori. Looks like number 2. Dotonbori Chome. Exit 2, so over here. I asked the station master and they said number 10. Let's see where we will head to. That looks pretty promising already. Hoping to get to Dotonbori, which I think is the area in front here. This area dates back to the 17th century, and I believe it was a theatre district before now evolving into Osaka's go-to spot for nightlife. It's also got lots of entertainment, and what I'm most excited about, some over-the-top neon signage. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Glico sign, the Glico running man, which I guess is Osaka's unofficial mascot. If you Google Dotonbori and if you Google Osaka, that will most likely come up as one of the images. Yeah, I think there's a canal in front by the looks of it. Now I've been told to go left at the canal. There's a neon lit crab there, and then there's another one there that looks slightly more alive, moving around. And yes, there's the canal I was looking for, which means the Glico sign is not far, but oh gosh, wow. Just look at this. Yes, Dotonbori Street. You don't get more Osaka than this. And I came at just the right time because the street lights, they've started to make an appearance. Yeah, I think the Glico man's just gonna have to wait because there's so much to see over here. Look at the expressive figures there, the faces. Lots of different shops here. Cosmetics. Various other household goods by the looks of it. Hello Kitty. Is that some wrapped up sushi? I don't know. I love all the signage. Look at that, the octopus. Again, so expressive. Yeah, some chips as well. Is it dried fruit or something? Look at the strawberries and the sweet potato there. Absolutely incredible. This is the first time I've been here, so I am extra excited. Oh, so many wonderful and interesting signs. Look at the bowling pin there on top. So much color, so much vibrancy. There we go, there's Spider-Man as well, looking for an oyster. You can buy Kobe beef here. This is by far my favorite area in Osaka. It's not even a contest. What about you? Let me know in the comments. Just look at all the signs here. Never mind the food and the atmosphere. It's worth coming here just for the signs. Yeah, this is just insane. Absolutely fantastic to walk around here. Let's got the dragon. We've got another crab here. Crab seems to be quite popular here. What have we got there? Look at this guy there with his meat sticks. Incredible. And so many people. You can buy the Great Wave or Mount Fuji here as well. Lots of beautiful colors. Yeah, this is just color overload, neon overload, signage overload. Unbelievable. Look at the expressive face over there. All right, fella, no need to look so angry. Yeah, the street just doesn't stop. Just so much entertainment, so much noise. Look at this guy playing some drums. Yeah, this has been an absolute highlight for me, not just in Osaka, but in Japan. Unbelievable to be here. Just the colors, the light, the sounds, the atmosphere. It's so vibrant, so electric. I've just seen a Coke advertised for 300 yen. Now that is quite expensive. So you are going to pay a premium for products and things here. But I guess just looking at the environment here, it's no surprise that things are at a premium. It's just absolutely wonderful. Words can't describe it. And I doubt that the video will do this justice. But it's just an amazing experience to be here. I didn't expect it. Right, going through here, and the canal is in front there. Got some river cruises on this side. And oh my goodness, that's not the Glico man, but that seems like a very interesting attraction, very interesting ride, only in Japan. Wow, just giving you a closer shot here. You can see there's more canal cruises, river cruises. Some people having a fun time there. More food options, more restaurants. Just never-ending visual stimulation. When you travel to different parts of the world, you sometimes feel like you're in a movie. Now is one of those times. It really feels like I'm in a movie of some kind. A futuristic, bizarre movie with so many different elements. there's one more thing for us to do, and that is to see the running man. And of course, along the way, there will be some amazing things to see, to explore. And more lights are being switched on as well, which adds to the magical atmosphere. And you don't have neon lights here, but you have some amazing graffiti, some amazing art. And wow, yeah, it's not often that I'm lost for words on my travels, but this is one of those moments. There's some friendly creatures here as well, authentically Japanese. What do you think of Osaka? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't done it yet already, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Yeah, it might be expensive in parts, but you still have a Family Mart here where you can pick up a coffee and a snack. So you don't have to pay 300 yen for a Coke. The chicken skewer there, very nice. Can't remember what I paid, maybe 250, but a lot cheaper than all of the other stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the Glico man. There he is, the symbol of Osaka. And I believe he's been there since 1935. Look at all the people here. Look at everyone who tries to get a piece of him. And let's not forget the wonderful surroundings as well. I suppose it doesn't really get better than this. So I think I'm going to end the video here. I hope you enjoyed our visit to Osaka. If you haven't done it yet, please press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment for me in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. For now, I just want to say again, thanks for watching my videos, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Cheers, take it easy. Actually, let's have a bit of a bonus feature, shall we? Osaka at night is just wonderful, don't you think? So we're going to have a bit of a bonus feature. Let me walk around and show you some more of the area. I've got a soft spot for color and for neon, for interesting signs. And this part of Osaka, Dotonbori, has really left a marked impression on me. It's so difficult to make choices about where to look. You just have to, I guess, pick and choose and focus on various things, because to focus on all the small details here, that's going to take more than an evening. And yeah, just check there as well, this shopping street. So many colors. Yeah, it's just impossible not to be entertained here. Osaka, I can see why you're such a popular entertainment venue. And sure, Tokyo's got neon lights as well. Tokyo's got entertainment venues as well. A lot more than Osaka. But maybe this makes this area a bit more special. Yeah, let's give you one more shot of a running man. The Glico man. And yes, there we go. What a special experience. The Glico man, 90 years old in 2025, and not a day older than in 1935. Yep, I should have stayed an extra night. Cheers Osaka for all the memories. It's been a great trip. Alright, now is the end of this video, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, take it easy.